feet. It's very important when you come across your boss in the elevator and you get stuck with him for a minute or 2 minutes. So what do you say to him? So this is the training time for you to get your next promotion. Now, how does it work? Each of you will have the speaker out here will be given a question to answer and 2 minutes to address that question. And each of you will be evaluated at the end of the evening on how well you address the question, how well your speech is, the structure, the use of language, your delivery skill, body language, your use of words, etc., etc. No different from a mini speech. This is not meant to scare you. Now, this is the only session in the whole evening where guests are also welcome. So feel free to raise your hand if you're interested in answering any of the questions. If you don't raise your hand, you will be volunteered. So either you volunteer or you'll be volunteered. Now, so let's get started. The theme tonight is bittersweet. I wonder who came up with it. Well, that could very well be. That saves me one question. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of bittersweet?
Super lemon.
Good.
Raise your hand. What's the first thing that comes to your mind about something that is bittersweet? Memory and experience? Or tell us.
Thanks, Monica. Thanks. Well, bittersweet actually is not chocolate that first came to my mind. It's actually from Shakespeare. It's not actually bittersweet. It was sweet sorrow. You heard about that word? It's what when Romeo bidding farewell to Juliet. It was saying something like that. It's a bitter sorrow. And I must say I admire Shakespeare having such a sweet tongue, you know what I mean? Saying that, saying goodbye to your beloved is a bitter sorrow. So I think life is like that. It's always with this opposite coming together, right? You have the bitter, you have the sweet and the sorrow. And this is what makes life so fascinating. I mean, think about it. If life is always like always going up without coming down, then this is not a good life. Agree? So only when you have bitter, you have the sweet part. Only when you have the sweet part, you have the sorrow part. Make sense to you? Am I a bit too serious? Am I too philosophical? I mean, I have come to age. I'll become very philosophical. I mean, having lived for 20 plus years, that I can appreciate the kind of life we have with us. That always there is some good in the bad and the bad in the good. This is basically what I'm trying to say. So, Monica, what really comes to my mind on this bittersweet is that treasure the bad part of a relationship, and only with that you can appreciate the good part. If it's always that good, then you can never know how good it is. So bittersweet, it is something that reminds us how a relationship should be managed. Bitter, sweet sorrow. I think that's about it. Thanks.